Hey everyone, it's Will Riddell, and this is my first presentation for PR Principles. So, I can get everything set up. I'm doing my presentation on the crash at Crush. And a little bit of background information. This was a publicity stunt thought up by William George Crush, hence the name. And his idea of a publicity stunt was having two trains collide. So, pretty crazy idea. And we've talked about publicity stunts a little bit already. They were popularized by guys like P.T. Barnum, the circus master. And we also talked about how Barnum once said, there's no such thing as bad publicity. And William George Crush thought that as well. And then I believe the book also mentioned, or one of the readings on Perusal mentioned that some people thought Barnum was unethical, and I think having two trains collide is definitely a little unethical. So William George Crush and P.T. Barnum definitely shared some similarities. Well, they had a lot of people actually come out to watch the crash. Admission was free. And I think they had around 40,000 people there, which is pretty surprising. So it did work. He did get people to come. Who's the target audience? I would have to say potential passengers. Again, this was done in the year 1896. So the train was the primary mode of transportation back then. And I should have maybe mentioned this earlier, excuse me. William George Crush worked for the Missouri, Kansas, Texas Railway. So what makes it PR? Well, it is a publicity stunt, and William George Crush was just trying to get attention. He was just trying to bring attention to the railroad company he worked for. This is from one of the readings. Publicity and press agentry are synonymous terms, meaning simply to generate attention through the use of media. And then methods related to press agentry include staged events, publicity stunts, hype, etc. And clearly this is staged, but it's also a publicity stunt. Like I mentioned, Crush was just trying to bring attention to the company any way he possibly could, and he did that by putting two trains on a collision course and inviting people to come out to watch. So revising the tactic. Obviously, you wouldn't want to have two trains collide today. It's puzzling why you would want them to, collide even back in 1896. Although, like I mentioned, it did work. 40,000 people came out and watched the collision, and then they did receive a lot of press coverage after the collision as well. So William George Crush, the crash at Crush, it did work, even though it sounds crazy. But getting back to revising the tactic, obviously today you wouldn't want to cause any physical harm or damage. So one thing you could maybe do is use virtual reality. Virtual reality's gotten a little more popular here in recent years, and it would be fun to, have people strap on their VR headset, kind of show them what the train's interior looks like, and then, give people the impression that they're actually riding on the train. I know that trains aren't as popular today as they were back then, but I mean, there are some trains that you can still ride on. So yeah, if I was to revise the tactic, I would definitely try to use virtual reality, and I think that would be a nice approach. And then at the end, if you wanted to kind of have fun, say, oh, we're on a collision course, that could be something you could do as well, just to have a little fun. But thank you so much for watching, and this was my first video for PR Principles.